Hey everybody, this is Life with Sheeta, and today I want to talk about this whole Karri Bryant, Jamal Bryant situation with this dress. It was a benefit. The who's who of Atlanta showed up, and you had all these people there, community leaders and everything. So Jamal Bryant and his cute ass wife, they come into the spot, and they walking down like they are that couple. And when I saw the dress, I was like, that is a cute ass dress. Like, wow. But also, because I have a church background, I knew that dress was about to cause some issues. It hugged her body, and it had like a flesh colored or nude color underlay. It was very couture and high fashion. It had some modesty elements with it. It had like, probably couldn't see it, but it had like a mesh netting type thing, to make sure it stayed in place. So, I mean, it was just fire. Cue the church folks' hypocrisy. And yes, let's talk about church people hypocrisy, because it is a thing. And it's something that people don't like to talk about, people don't want to talk about, or they, want to say that it doesn't exist, or that only those people who are on the outside who don't. No, hypocrisy within within Christianity is a real thing. We all know that. You have people who will say, oh, this and that is wrong and you shouldn't be doing that, but then they don't want you to know about the stuff that they're doing. The controversy, this dress, it's fitting. Some people may have issues because it doesn't fit how a pastor's wife should dress. In the grand scheme of things, was there anything wrong with the dress? No. It was wearing a dress that showed a little bit of cleavage, that was form-fitting, that was flesh color. Churches have standards by which they expect women and men to dress and to act. The reaction that rang throughout Christendom gives some insight into so many elements and of layers that take place within Christianity. And I know how it operates and how people act and react and blow things out of proportion when really their reaction to things is just a guise to hide the stuff that they're doing that they don't want people to know about. Well, she's supposed to be modest because she's a pastor's wife. She's supposed to, not tempt men. And so that's one of the things that is a reoccurring theme within Christianity. Women should not tempt men. Women, you're supposed to be chaste, and you're supposed to, not present yourself in a way that will cause a man to lust. If a man is lusting, that is not on the woman. It takes so much responsibility and accountability out of the man who's supposed to present himself in a certain way as well. But if he has an addiction, or he just likes women, the curve of a waist, or the collarbone of a woman can tempt them, and that in itself is a problem. People are supposed to be able to be accountable to themselves. Accountability says that as a man, you can't say, I looked at that woman in that dress and it made me lust, and now I want to go just have sex with all these people. That is insight into how they think about other aspects of life too. A lot of those men who think like that, they believe that a woman should be submissive. They believe that a woman should, do all these things, and that's fine. If that's what you believe, that's what you believe. But there's another part to that, because what is the man doing? Those two go hand in hand. That puts the burden on women to protect men's issues, thorns in their flesh. The thorn in your flesh is that when you see flesh, you want flesh. You gotta make it all make sense. Accountability has to be something that is across the board when it comes to how you treat people, when it comes to how you spend people's money, how you ask people for their money, what you do with people's money. Are you helping the people who are given the money with the money, or is it all just going to your Bentley and your mansion? Going back to the dress that launched 1,000 sermons. There's a pastor in North Carolina who called her a $2 whore. That is all types of inappropriate. That is all types of out of alignment. That man had no business putting his mouth on her or anybody else, because what's the purpose? That also gives insight into probably what is going on in that church. Because if you have a pastor that will get up and call another man's wife on the pulpit who is, who has some type of celebridom to them, a $2 hooker, a $2 hoe, a whore, that speaks to how you teach the people in your congregation and how you treat the people that come into your congregation. What you wear is not the sum of who you are. I'm not gonna say that it doesn't matter what you wear. There are holiness standards that do need to be in place, but when it comes down to it, if you are a Christian woman and if you are a woman who believes in God, your own convictions about your Christianity, your walk with God, will dictate how you dress. It will dictate what you put on and how you want to present yourself to the world. Dr. Turner Bryant, because she's a doctor, let's not forget that, presented herself as a successful Black woman on the arms of her successful Black man. You got to look at who her husband is, Jamal Bryant. So I've lived in a lot of places. I lived in Baltimore. When I lived in Baltimore, Jamal Bryant was actually in Baltimore before he went to Atlanta. And so he's not a conventional preacher. He bought that dress for his wife, which he said he did, and he wanted her to wear it, and she wore it, and she looked great, and he liked the dress. His responses were very non-pastor-like. Not saying that he cussed anybody out that we know of, but it's like, I bought it. Don't nobody have anything to say about it. She's my wife. I do wonder if that was the best approach, but also we don't know all of the hate. We don't know all of the stuff that was coming his way. And maybe he just felt like, you know what, enough is enough. I'm gonna say these to y'all niggas and y'all can shut the hell up after this, because this is the last word on it. Also protecting his wife. There is something in a man when, other people started talking about their woman, and they do feel the need to protect them. They do feel the need to say and do whatever they need to get the point across. You need to stop with what you and leave it there, or things are gonna go to the next level, and there could be some activity that happens that is not Christ-like. I guess I ain't a man, but that's what I imagine that would be. It just proves that there's a lot of antiquated ideals that are still, for whatever reason, relevant within the church. People pick and choose what is relevant and what deserves to be a molehill and what deserves to be a mountain. This was not a mountain. This was just a woman. She did her big one with that dress because, come on. And people are upset about it. Maybe they're upset because they want to wear something like that and they can't because they don't have the body, the money, or the look for it. There are so many reasons why people feel the need to put their mouth on this woman. The problem is beyond, it wasn't modest. It was this. There's something else. I was a Christian for a long time at leadership levels. And so I see how people respond, interact with these types of controversies. And really, when it comes down to it, it is about your works. If Dr. Turner Bryant is out there putting it on everybody and cussing people out, committing fraud, and no, that's not a lifestyle that's in line with a pastor's wife or with somebody who claims to be a pastor's wife, especially at those levels. No matter what you wear, how long your skirt is, how loose your shirt is, how high your cleavage line is, how much makeup you don't have on, how bland your hair is, none of that makes up for what you do outside of how you look. And it goes the same way. So was her look so far outside of what a Christian woman should be wearing? Hell to the nizzo, it wasn't. What are her works? What does she do? How does she present herself? How does she lead the women in that congregation? How does she support her husband? What is she doing in the community? Those are the things that really should be the commentary, not, she had on a dress that was flesh color, kind of showed her cleavage, and it showed her curves. If you got curves, you got curves. There are other things to be mad about. There are other things in this world and what we're dealing with, and that was not it. So Dr. Turner Bryant, you looked great, you wore it, and people can stay mad, they're gonna be mad, and they always gonna be mad.